Hola, hola, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Melissa, and from here on, I am going to be posting Monday through Thursday since I'm doing a 90-day challenge right now. For those of you that haven't tuned in and don't know, I was doing a 90-day challenge aside from YouTube, just daily habits, like daily healthy habits to get back on my routine that I let go of. And I was posting mainly every day the first week. I believe this is my third week now posting on YouTube. There's been a couple of days I've missed, not really though. I've been pretty consistent with it. So I decided now I'm gonna be posting Monday through Thursday. You're gonna try my best. I'm not gonna feel too attached to it either, to not stress myself out just in case it's one of those days. But welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. And I got the random idea that I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about a book that really impacted my life when I started my spiritual awakening. I like to call it the remembrance path, because all those things that we are changing, growing into, we're really just remembering again who we are, who we've always been. So a book that really impacted my life, and let me know if you guys like these kind of vlogs so I can post more. I was actually gonna do my top 5 books, and I wanted to tell you guys a little description about it, but there's some that I haven't because I can think about some that are my top, but I need to kind of go back to maybe 2 or 3 of them just so I can remember again, a little bit more detail. So I was like, you know what, let me just tell them about the book that really impacted, that started it all for me, right? So I always say that the books come to you at the right time. And at this time, I was going through a lot that year. I think it was in 2016. And I really wanted to be around people that were like-minded, that could teach me something, and I just didn't know where to start, anyways, one thing led to another. Me and my friends started a book club. We started bringing people together, and the book club was intentionally for self-development, spiritual books. I've always for a while I wanted to get into reading those books, but I just never got to it. And then one time I saw my friend post this one book, and I asked my friend if he's read it, and he was telling me that it was a really good book. We can start with that one. And it was a pretty small book, and it was The Alchemist. That book was so impactful. It literally changed my view of my day-to-day life. It reignited my belief in myself, my self-esteem. And if you guys have read this book, it's a story about a boy that has a series of events that happen that lead him ultimately to his treasure. You guys need to read it. I'm not going to spoil it too much for you, but I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit of how it impacted me. So I know for sure that this book came into my life because, not just because of how do I explain? Let me go back. The book necessarily didn't impact me. It was because I was ready to hear this story. Versus if I would have read it before I was ready to really hear the story as profound as I felt it in my life, then you guys kind of get what I'm saying. So at the time I was going through all these things, I was ready for something new, and that's I felt what got me really ready for this book. And this book is about this boy, and he has a series of events and encounters with different people, and in every situation he finds the amen in it. So the amen meaning the bigger picture, the sign that's leading him to something else, and then when he finishes that, and then he goes to another of his adventures, he puts 1 and 2 together, why that had to happen for him to be here. And I just remember I was comparing it to my life, and it was so impactful because I started really putting 1 and 2 together of all the trauma that I've been through, and now being in that moment. And then I realized that I was starting to see things in a new light. I remember the sun was shining brighter, and that was a sign to me from God. And literally after that, I kept seeing my life unfold, because I was seeing it from like this grander view. And like the book isn't too long or anything like that, but for it to impact me in that way, I don't know, I feel like it's like the way the author writes a book, and the fact that it's so short, and the fact that it's also very, it was very impactful, not just for me, but like I've noticed like for other people as well. So so I would say like that is my number one recommendation, especially if you're starting your journey of, you know, like self-remembrance, your spiritual path, all those things. A lot of people always ask me like, what books should I read? And like I always say, start with the basics, start with like something small and then like build up, because like if you read like this very thick, like intellectual science-based book, it you're not gonna really grasp onto it because you haven't built that foundation, that belief, and that belief in magic, in yourself, that confidence, you know. So I'm gonna keep this vlog very short and just give you guys a recommendation. Maybe the next one or one like this week, I'll do like my top favorite book, my top 5 favorite books. That's, or maybe like I should name it my the 5 books that like woke me up, that really put me on the path to my spirituality. So yeah, I would say read that book if you guys haven't read it. If you've read it, let me know how you guys liked it. I know that like for some people, I have like a friend that she didn't really like feel the same way as I did, but there was like another book that she really felt like that, you know. So just because it really impacted my life, it doesn't mean that you're gonna feel the same way. And I also too, I go back to that book since it was very influential in my life. Like whenever I kind of want to come back to the basics, or just like have like a remembrance of like just like gratitude, how to be grateful for like those omens, those little signs that God gives me. I like to listen to it, or I'll read it. I've actually gifted it to like 2 friends, and then like I randomly, it just came back into my life. I used to work at a library actually too, and they used to donate books to us. So like it was funny because like I donated, I think, yeah, I donated this book 2 times. Well, not donated it, I let somebody borrow it, and then like they didn't like give it back to me, and then out of nowhere somebody would like donate it to the library, and then I would have it again. And like it happened like 2 times, so I felt like I was just meant to have that book. So I always like to go back to, you know, my special book that really impacted me. But if you guys have any recommendations on books that maybe I should read, I'm super open right now. Sorry, I'm like talking really fast. Right now I'm reading the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, I believe that's what it's called, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm rereading it and I love it. It's really good. If you guys haven't read that book, or you're thinking about reading that book, read it. It's been really helpful for me, and like just getting myself back into like, you know, that good mental happy state that I felt like I didn't feel for a long time. So that's my book of this month. My goal for the 90-day, because like 90 days is 3 months. So I was planning, like, since I'm like still easing into it, in like the first 2 months finish this book, but I feel like I'm gonna finish it before. And then like my plan was to like the last month, like go hard and like finish a whole book in that month. And I know I can do it. I've done it before, but yeah, that was my vlog for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.